Hello, my beauties. Welcome, goddesses. It is Coach Viv here, running just a little bit late, as usual. I'm on island time, um, which is normal for me. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my Sunday Live. And today I set up to start at about 3. And hello to those folks in the future. Welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Let me close a couple things. I still have too many things open, like I have Zoom open for some reason. And we're going to close that. Yeah, hello, my beauties. How are you? How are you doing? Really glad to be here. And starting back again, getting back into my routine. I teased, let me see. I teased, you're going to probably hear YouTube come up. I'm going to try to silence it. Hold on. That we're going to talk about the chakras today, and we are going to do a practice. So let me just check though that I am live. Say hi. Let me know you can hear me, see me. Okay, it looks live. All right, I'm going to shut that off then. So yeah, greetings, greetings, greetings. Say hello in the chat. I see Donna. Hey, Donna. I'll put you up on there. I'm using StreamYard, which I love. And wait, there it is. The little duck. Can you see that? The little duck in the corner, powered by StreamYard. If any of you are getting into YouTube, StreamYard is great. So we are going to talk about the chakras a little bit. That was a tease. We're going to talk about the chakras a little bit. I have my notes over here. And really what we're going to do is talk about a system that connects with the chakras and that I am very interested in and that I know is super, super powerful because when I've worked with clients doing massage on them and what I've studied, it is a very powerful system. And in a lot of ways, it is safer to work with than the chakras and more direct in a certain way. Okay, so are you ready for that? Who else is here? I know it's not just Donna in here. Say hi, don't be shy. That's going to be my new phrase. Say hi, don't be shy. I want to first, when it's live, I cover a bunch of different topics. So I want to first say, those of you who saw my last video, I realized something that I don't think I fully realized in it, where I was sad about an interaction that had happened. And though it led me to some really great introspection, what I didn't really realize is that I was still super tired from traveling. I don't know if I had mentioned, I had to wait 8 hours in the airport to go from New York City back to my home. 8 hours. I just missed the plane. And in France, the French airport had closed down because they were not used to snow, okay, which I found ridiculous. So for like 3 days, I had not slept. And like maybe 2 hours of sleep, right? And lots of change. I was in a different country. I'm in Italy, then I'm in Paris, missed, snow and all of that. So I'm doing much, much better. All of that to say that I just needed rest, which is actually the theme for today. All right. I needed rest and to replenish. So I'm feeling much, much better. I wanted to let you guys know that. And thus, for you, talk a little bit about rest. So we're going to talk about the root and primarily the sacral chakra and the system that connects the chakras. So everybody knows about the chakras. There are tons of videos on YouTube about the chakras, many of them AI generated now, and people just regurgitating things they've read, they know nothing about, they don't practice or anything, okay? So welcome if you're here. I want to talk with you about the energy meridians. And the energy meridians are lines of energy, rivers of energy that run throughout our whole body that basically serve our energy, serve our beautiful energy to the whole body, to our organs, our cells, our glands, all of that. So the chakras, right? Like if you think throat chakra or third eye chakra, they're served by these rivers of energy. And the chakras are really like a nexus, meaning a meeting point of these energy meridians, okay? So that's important to know. That's part of what I wanted to share with you so you understand this holistic system. Who here, let me know in the comments live or after, have you ever had acupuncture? Because if you've ever had acupuncture, that is the system that you're tapping into. And that's the system that I'm wanting to share more with you and, evolve what I talk about. Okay. So let me know if you've ever had acupuncture, whether you liked it or not, and all of that. So, again, we're talking about the invisible energy lines that flow through your body that literally nourish the different organs, glands, and the chakras. Okay, so today we're going to talk though about the kidney meridian. So, meridian is the name for the flow, like I said, that runs all through your body. Serves different parts of your body, over the head, it goes all over your body. Okay, let me know, have you heard of meridians? They are pathways, they're energy pathways. So this is much less well known. So whenever I talk about it in the past, a lot of folks, I don't get as many views because it's not something people are searching for. But if you're here, you're interested in your health, you're interested in holistic health, your well-being, your body, mind, spiritual growth, okay, and you're a woman, then this is for you. So the energy that has to do with the season that we're entering from fall into winter, um, in winter, even if you don't go into a deep winter, it's the kidney energy. And that is important, especially because, as many of you know, in the Black community, we have higher rates of kidney problems, right? Of kidney issues. Give me in the comments. So, what I mentioned it passing before, but what chakra do you think this connects with? The kidney energy. It's kidney and bladder. They are a system together. And so that's what I'm going to talk about, the kidney and bladder energy and how it affects your health, your well being, even your emotions. Okay. So get ready. And again, say hi if you're here. I see the numbers going up and down. I think some folks dropped in and may have gotten cut off. Donna, I know you are a yoga teacher or at least a practitioner, serious practitioner. I forget if you, I think you are a teacher. Okay. So again, if you're a light worker, healer, or a woman who simply cares about maintaining her health, then you absolutely want to stick around. Oh, gets it monthly. Yeah. Super. So I do recommend acupuncture. I've mentioned it a couple videos ago. Again, not everybody watches every video. So you're gonna hear me, like most channels, we talk about the similar topics. So acupuncture is really a wonderful way for us to have our health naturally, holistically. Okay. So what I'm going to share with you is related to that. So we're governed by this kidney energy during the winter season. And again, like I said, in many communities, not just the Black community, but you'll see rates of kidney problems, kidney disorders. Why is that? So I'm going to talk about some of the outside forces. The primary one is stress. Okay. The kidneys are negatively affected by stress, whether that is racial stress, economic stress, stress on you as a woman. Yeah, okay. I thought you do teach. Yeah. So the kidney and bladder energy, many of us could get kidney stones or kidney disease, which is quite serious. The kidneys store what's called our essence, or I believe it's Jing. Our essence is basically like not just our life force, but it's our inherited power from our ancestors. Okay. So, those of you who are into connecting with ancestors, this is important. This is where you literally get the wisdom and the power from the ancestors is through the energy that nourishes the kidneys. Okay. So you could even see some of you may start to think, well, with African Americans and pain from the ancestors suffering, the Middle Passage, slavery, there can be a sense of injury inherited, right? As well as strength, as well as strength. So again, the kidneys have to do with they're like our batteries. Think of it as our batteries. The essence is like our battery power. And when that battery runs out, that is when we pass away. So goddesses watching this, whether you're live or replay, we want to preserve that energy. We want to preserve our essence. Okay? We want to preserve our essence. That is the kidney energy. Okay? I'm going to put that and then put that on the screen. Really, really important. Let me know if you have any questions at this point. If you're just coming in, say hi. All right? I want to keep kind of sharing the teachings with you, and then we will probably do a practice. So if you want to live a long life, you want to preserve your essence, which is that kidney, which is held in the kidney and bladder energies. And the energy relates to water, to fluids. I mean, again, literally, right? In the Western as well, right? It doesn't have to get woo-woo. Kidney, bladder filtering, right? Filtration, dealing with the fluids in our body. Okay? So if you have a strong kidney energy, you will tend to be courageous. You'll tend to feel confident. All right? So again, I'm talking to any of you who now, what's the opposite? The opposite is you may feel fearful, anxiety, sense of dread. This can tie in with other energy systems too, but often the fear is the negative emotion of the kidneys. Let me know if you know that. Let me know if you're with me following along. So fear, and I'll put that in the chat. When we feel fearful, that's a reflection of the strength of our essence, of our kidney energy. Okay? Let me know if this is new to you. Let me know you're following along. Again, if you want a long life, you want to preserve your essence, and I'll share more about how to do that later, so keep watching. Okay, you can see that this would relate to the sacral chakra, and some of you might be thinking, well, I put kidneys with the third chakra where it is in the body, but again, kidneys, water, right? And many of us also, many of us women, many of my audience, we have trouble with our reproductive system. So yes, the kidneys, and this is what I always tell people to get them interested, the kidneys very much have to do with your sexual energy. They absolutely do. So things like impotence, low sex drive. Think about that. Who does that affect more, older people or younger people? Right? So your sexual energy we're talking about here, who does that tend to affect more? Who tends to have a stronger sex drive? When you're younger or when you're older? Okay? Think about it. And let me just check one thing, just giving you a pause. So, of course, when we get older, right, both men and women, we start to have usually less, our sex drive peaks. Obviously, when we're younger, it goes down. Now it can stay good, but if it plummets off the cliff or our actual function plummets, that, whether in men or women, that's the kidney energy, okay? So listen up on this, because I mean, I think many of us obviously care about maintaining our sensual and sexual energy. And so that has to do with that kidney essence, the strength of it. Okay. So again, sexual energy, our reproductive energy, um, the emotion of fear and anxiety. That can also have to do with the heart meridian as well, but everything is related, guys. Everything is related. So I want to stop here and just let you know, if you've gotten this far in the video, to check out I'm going to put it on the screen. It's kind of long, but you can see it on the screen right now. And I'll actually put it as a link. Hold on. Let me get my comments up. My community that you guys have heard me talk about, I am slightly morphing it more into an academy where you can come and learn with me. So it's not just like a place to like come in and like chat and forum and all that. It's more where you can come in and learn. Okay? I just put it in the chat, and it's Goddess Sanctuary Academy. Goddess Sanctuary Academy. And again, it's in the comments if you're live with me, and it will be below the video if you are not. If you want to learn how to strengthen this energy, do join me, because my theme, and I mentioned it in my last video, Spirit is really showing me like a cocoon, right? Like a little white cocoon, like a little bundle, like cotton, and that we need to be inside that, especially Black and brown women at this point, right? Because we've been going through a lot of trauma, and there is definitely a lot of dark energy in the air, okay? Like no lie, there's a lot of dark energy, and we are coping with that. Okay, so consider joining. I'm actually running a sale right now. Again, this is like my community, it's private, and I'll be sharing with you how to preserve your essence through rest, specific rest and rejuvenation practices that are more than sleep, that Western doctors don't know about, they don't teach it. So if you want to maintain your health, Donna, talking to you and others of you dropping in, join the community. It is quite reasonable, and you'll get 3 months with me where I'm going to have practices that we do. We'll have our base practices to build this kidney energy. Okay. And as I said, the kidney energy very much has to do with the strength you inherited from your ancestors. So think about how long did your grandpa live, your grandma live, that their strength is passed down to us. Their strength is passed down to us. Okay. And we can preserve it. The way to preserve it is to do certain things. Hold on here. Let me take that off. Okay. So I'm going to tell you some of the things, and then we'll just do a quick meditation, and maybe we will do also some acupressure. Okay, so as I said, the kidneys store essence. The kidneys rule the bones and teeth. So if you have, and I'm sure you know people like this, they have a lot of difficulty with their teeth or with their bones, even something like scoliosis. Because I was talking to someone in my mindfulness program, which just ended. We had 8 weeks and it was beautiful. And someone in there mentioned that they have scoliosis. So any sort of spinal bone issues are related to the kidney essence. So again, if you're watching and you know someone who might be interested in this, put them in touch with me, put them to the program. Now it is open for women, but if you're a woman, maybe you can come and learn and help your partner, help your sister, help your boyfriend, help your son with what I'll be teaching. Okay. Donna says, I love what it has morphed into, such a personification of how the universe supports us. Ed is your wheelhouse. Oh, thank you. That is really sweet. Yeah. I've literally had somebody who was a little bit crazy walk up to me and she's like, are you a teacher? And I'm like, yes. She's like, you have a teacher energy. Like I said, often crazy people, seriously, they're just in another realm. Seriously, like I mean that. I'm not just being funny. This woman was definitely a little bit off her rocker. She was functional, walks up to me. She's like, you're a teacher. You're a teacher, right? I know you're a teacher. And I'm like, yeah, I am. How did you know that? She had never seen me. I'd never, like, we didn't know. We didn't talk. Okay. So this is important. So this system is based on seasonal health, and I really want to teach it. I want to get it out to the Black community. And as I always say, I am open because I think going forward, Black, brown, and pink communities, if you're an ally, you are welcome, okay? But I think that many people in all communities don't know about this. To me, it's just like common sense. I've been reading about and studying this literally since my 20s, like on and off since my 20s, okay? So if you're into yoga, join me in this academy because it's going to fit with everything you're already doing. If you're already into meditation, this is, like I said, going to be your healthcare, because we need to protect our kidney energy. Okay, so the kidneys rule the bones and the teeth. So if you have difficulties with that, now I'm not saying as you get older and you get a cavity, obviously that's normal. Okay, I'm not trying to panic anybody or scare anybody, but I'm saying if it's a long term, especially since you're youth, you have trouble with the bones and the teeth, um, that's showing the kidney energy capacity. Okay, kidney, it manifests with the head hair and opens to the ears. So again, and I've said this in another video a while ago, think about when we get old, what happens to older people? I'll say they, right? for speaking with clarity. They often need a hearing aid because hearing, again, naturally it diminishes. Okay. That's not the worry. It naturally will, but can we keep it more maintaining, right? So our hearing will tend to go down. That's a reflection. And even if you really look at the ears metaphorically, they have a resemblance to our kidneys in terms of shape. Okay. So the ears, the hearing relates to this kidney essence. So do you know someone who's always having hearing troubles, right? Or has poor hearing? Strengthening that kidney energy is going to help them. The kidneys also, it's the adrenal glands. As you know, the adrenals, they said they're shaped like little caps. I don't really remember from massage school what they look like, but they're like, they sit on top of the kidneys. So the adrenals, back to specifically Black and brown folks or anyone who's had a lot of stress in their life, right? Trauma, the adrenals can be like spent, right? They can be depleted. And again, the adrenals and the kidneys are all that system. So you can just see why in communities of color, especially, you see more kidney disease, kidney illnesses, right? It's some inherited trauma, I believe, as well, right? Because the kidneys have to do with that inheriting the essence, as well as daily little stresses. The kidneys are what help us. They're related to the lung energy. The lung energy and lung meridian, also, I should say lung meridian energy, just to protect myself, which is true. The lung meridian energy is the fall, is the autumn. And that is it nourishes or is called the mother of the kidneys. So the strength of that energy reflects in the kidney energy. So it's cyclical, and you'll learn more again studying with me in the Goddess Academy. All right. And of course, yeah, kidneys rule water. So I'm going to give you one acupressure point right now. Let's do it together. And I'm going to hold up my foot to the camera. Hey, Cara. Cara, you may have to go back from the beginning, but just watch through the end now. I'm talking about the system that feeds into the chakras that is actually easier to work with and to maintain our health. It is kidney and bladder, and it is the element of water. And it has to do with this winter season. Even if you're not in a deep winter, even if you're in a place that has more moderate climate, and it's very much about rest. So how do we nourish this energy? Okay. How do we nourish this energy? The main thing you need to do to nourish your kidney energy, and this is literally true, like Western, doctors will tell people, right? I have an older friend, I mean, she's quite a bit older, and her kidney function has been going down. No lie, her kidney function was improving when I was doing massage on her, shiatsu massage related to building up her energy meridian. Her function started to go up. They also put her afterwards on a medication that seems to help, but remember with medications, there's always a side effect. So again, I'm not saying don't take a medication. Absolutely talk to your doctor. But these are things, especially if you're fairly healthy, that you'll see a real difference. Okay. So yeah, Cara. So this is for those divine feminine goddesses who care about their health, care about their well-being, and like natural and holistic ways to stay healthy and to grow. So the first thing you can really do is rest. And that's why I went off on a tangent was even in the West, doctors will say to people who have low, like kidney problems, right? You need more rest. That's a known thing specifically, and you can build it back up. So I don't want any of you to feel like you're doomed if you like have this problem. You're not. You're not. Um, so the main thing is get more rest. Look at, are you getting, in the winter, you should get more sleep. So number one tip, you can get more sleep. Now, again, if you study with me, I'm going to give you actual practices, and we are going to do one practice on this that I can fit into this live, and that is kind of safe for everybody. But look at your sleep. If you're like me, especially when I was younger, I can just burn the candle at both ends, right? And again, think of if you burn a candle at both ends, what happens, right? That candle's going to burn down faster. Okay. So I'm working on stopping that. And so we want to get in bed and be in bed by 10. You want to really try and get 8 hours of sleep. There are very few people who don't thrive on that much sleep. There are few people who constitutionally they can really get away with less and it's natural for them. But look at your sleep. And I'm talking any of you who can have loved ones with kidney issues, okay? They need more sleep and more rest. Now, in my program in Goddess Academy, we're going to work on a specific deep rest practice that is said to be from the yogic system. It's said to give you like 3 hours of sleep just doing it for like 20 minutes. It's the equivalent of. So we'll be doing a very specific one in the community, in the academy. So check that out. That will be there for you once the academy gates open. We are in registration. So more rest. You need to moderate your, especially in the winter, actually have a little bit less sexual activity because, again, it depends on the person. And this is where I can really consult with you if you're a student, if you're in the academy. But generally in the winter, you want to just really see how you feel. And especially, I would say, especially for men, actually, they like too much sex really sets them back, right? In terms of their overall health, right? There is a healthy balance. You want to eat well, okay? And by that, I mean, don't overeat, of course, right? You don't want to overeat because then you put the other systems out of, you put other systems out of balance. But you want to eat healthy food, and the taste of the season is actually salty. And we know, right, salt kind of holds water. Now, things that are more naturally salty, like seaweeds, and if you are using salt, natural salt, you don't want to overdo it, okay? Because that will, again, then that will harm the kidneys. So it's a very delicate balance, okay? So we're gonna do, let me think about if I want to share anything more with food with you. So yes, sea salt, seaweeds, they have a lot of minerals. So check out your kombu, which is like a thick seaweed, you guys. It's a thick green seaweed that is great in your soup. So it gives you a lot of minerals. There are many different hijiki. There are different seaweeds that many of us may not use, but especially like if you're vegan, I would say especially get your sea vegetables in. That's nourishing for the kidneys. Okay. Let me know. Have you ever eaten seaweed? Do you eat seaweed regularly? So a lot of us, right? We know the nori that you have sushi in, right? Very nourishing. Okay. That salty taste. But again, not to overdo it. Keeping yourself warm. So keeping especially the area around the kidneys warm and the back of the neck, really keeping that covered because the back of the neck is almost an entry point. It's a vulnerable point for wind and cold to affect our immune system. Okay. So always keep something at the back of the neck, keep the neck warm and covered. Okay. Again, if you're young, if you're 25 watching this and you're really hale and hearty, you can get away with that for decades, right? Until you're older. If you know you're more sensitive, like many of my viewers, you're a highly sensitive person, you're more tuned in, your body might respond more to stress, then this is for you. Start now, keeping the back of the neck especially warm and keeping your midsection warm. Okay? Are you guys with me? Questions, comments? I'm gonna pause for a bit. I'm gonna pause for a bit. Welcome, Erica. Hey. Welcome, welcome. Cara is here. Donna is here. Who else is here that is not saying hi, that is just lurking? Because I can see you. I know you're here. I can't see you, but I know there's more people here. Welcome, Erica. Erica, you definitely want to go back and watch from the beginning. Um, stay with us live, but go back. I'm talking about the kidney essence energy and how, especially in the Black community, we tend to have more just to statistically, oh my gosh, I never get tongue tied. Statistically, more kidney issues. And I'm talking about holistic ways to help nourish that. Okay, so salt you have to be very careful if you have already kidney issues. But salty taste, as I said, naturally salty, sea salts, seaweeds, even soy sauce can be nourishing if you are not having kidney problems, okay? And again, keeping yourself warm, because cold is what kind of injures the kidneys, the cold temperatures. And I was talking about this a couple videos ago, we've all seen those men who, like, usually they have big calves. There's certain types of people, they're out in shorts in the freezing cold. Everybody else has a coat on, and the guy's in shorts, and he's usually a big stocky guy. Okay. Again, fine when you're 20, 30, 40, you keep doing that, you are injuring your essence. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here, Erica. And so how to tonify it? How to tonify this? Like I said, rest, get more rest. Also, this isn't specifically for the kidneys, but stop drinking cold items, especially ice cold. It is injurious to our digestion because your digestion is warm. Okay, your stomach is a certain temperature, and it's breaking foods down, and it's like doing chemical processes. When you put cold on that, it's literally like dousing a fire. So your body's like, okay, wow, cold just came down. Then it has to work to warm up again, to warm the digestion up. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen out there, stop with ice cold drinks. Try to drink things more room temperature or warm. Okay, that will also just help support the kidneys in the long run, as well as your digestion. So let's do a point for the kidneys. Let's do a point for the kidneys. Here. So I'm always wearing socks because I like to keep my feet warm. So what we're going to do is a very powerful point. And Donna, then I'll put up your comment. It's called bubbling spring. And it is an acupressure point. So if it were acupuncture, they would stick a needle there, a professional acupuncturist. But we can use our thumbs, right? And as a trained massage therapist, I can show you how to do this on yourself. Bubbling spring. So just think of that name. It's at the sole of your foot, and it's going to lift your energy. So when you do this with me now, I promise you within a couple of hours and tomorrow, you're going to notice it. The only people who would not notice an increase in energy are those who are very imbalanced. And I mean it. You might, just your system is a little bit more imbalanced. But those of you who are kind of normally healthy, you're going to notice this. All right. So you're going to get your foot, the sole of your foot, okay, the bottom of your foot. And I've shown this point before, but this is a very powerful one to know. And again, if you join me in the academy, Erica and Donna, I'm inviting you as regulars. I'm going to put it up here. And the link is also in the comments. I put it in the live comments. You will learn in more detail. So you're not just, searching the internet. Oh, I'll try that. Oh, I'll try this. I am really wanting to work with women who are tired of just haphazardly trying to make shit up. Okay. You really want training and guidance and step by step. So the sole of your foot, and I would say between the second and third toe. So you're looking at the sole of your foot right now. I'm sitting cross-legged, of course, typical yogi style, like I usually am. And so here, hold on. So I'm sitting like that. My foot is up, right? And so, yeah, if you can, bring one foot so the sole is up, and I'm holding my foot with my two thumbs are on top. And so sort of between your second and third toe, then run your fingers down. You'll feel a rounded part right under the toes, right? And then it starts to dip into a hollow. So it's about at this point, okay? So my toes end here, and then there's a hollow, okay? So you can see it's a third of the way. So from your toes, it's like That first third, a second third, and then the end, right? So right in the midline this way of your foot, and then where you feel a hollow. So let's press that with our thumbs. Honestly, it's not that hard to find. So I'm taking two thumbs and I'm just pressing gently and I'm just leaning in. Okay. Now go in. For some of you, it might be a little tender. Again, I'm not diagnosing any disease, but if it's a little bit tender, it's like you need this more. So let's do this together. Donna, Cara, and all of you that are lurking. So what I'm doing, how can I do this? Because then I need both hands. So I am just here pressing, but I'm going to use two thumbs. So I put my computer down and just press right in there and then hold. Let's hold. Let's take a breath in together. And as you exhale, imagine that you're sending energy through your thumbs. You're sending chi into the point. Okay? For most of you, it should feel good. So I'd love to know how it feels. It should just feel like, like a nice, like your body's like, oh, that feels good. That's a good area. Like, if somebody starts to massage your shoulders, you kind of just like, that feels good. So same thing here. So again, we're between the second and third toe. Run your finger down from the base of the toes. You'll feel like a rounded area, and then it dips in what I showed earlier, a third of the way down your foot, and it's a hollow. This is bubbling spring, and we're holding, and then release it. And let's do one more time. Okay. You are going to feel energized from this. And it'll probably take about 4 or 5 hours. And tomorrow, you might notice a shift. So let's hold again as I'm just talking with you. I'm still holding and pressing. Okay. Wow, Donna. My great-grandfather was sold at 12. That's stunning to me that your great-grandfather, like that's how recent. Died at 93, but that's a hardy person. That's a hardy person, 93. Wow. I was raised by him in great part. The diabetes rampant in my family makes so much sense. Yet the diabetes specifically has a bit to do, I think, more with stomach and spleen pancreas, which is another system, which is another meridian. Okay, so let's release. And what I do is just take your hand and just rest it over the point, like you're sealing it, like you're like, Okay, let's do that. Okay, do this with me. Again, this is safe to do. If you have any questions or doubts, then ask your doctor. Okay, let's do the other foot. That was bubbling spring. This is to nourish our kidney energy. Okay. And it's especially important at this time of year because, again, guys, each meridian, it has like a peak season. You literally want to nourish it during its peak season, okay? So it's a beautiful system of health. Each season, you have a focus and you nourish that. And so let's do, again, so I'm going to hold my foot up for those who weren't here before on the other side. Sole of your foot, right? I love wool socks and, of course, cat hair. So my toes are here, and this is like where my toes end. Then I'm between my second and third toe about, and then I run a third of the way down. And it's a hollow. You can even see it even with the socks on. You got the big bump under your big toe. You got a bump more under your little toe, and you're kind of right in between, and you're about a third of the way from your foot, in your foot. Whoops, right? So that first third, and you're in the middle there. In the middle longitudinally, right? So it's right there. Okay. And then rest your foot down. And we're going to go with both thumbs. So comments, questions. Breathe. I want to know if this feels painful for any of you or really tender. If it feels really tender, just hold lightly, okay? But you're still nourishing that kidney energy. You're still breathing. Kidney meridian, I should say. Just specifically, it's the energy that nourishes the kidneys. And then exhale, feel like you're sending energy into your thumbs and into the point. soft, like it's like a hose and you're like filling it up. Okay. Release slightly, and we'll do one more time. It doesn't matter which hand you cover with. It's just like you'd pat a baby, just like hold it for like 2 or 3 seconds. So it doesn't really matter. So we're using 2 thumbs. Luckily, I'm flexible here. It's where yoga comes in handy, and I'm just pressing into the point. You could just use 1 thumb if you want. And we're gonna do one more point because I really want you guys to feel it. So we're gonna do another point after this. So this is bubbling spring. We're holding. We'd released, and then we're just pressing again. Hold for maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute. 1 minute is good. And again, go back and watch the beginning if you are unsure, if you want the background on why we're doing this, right? Okay, and then release your thumb out of the point. And then, as I said, once I release my thumb, I just for a second, just put a hand on it. Really keep it simple, just like you're soothing it. You're sealing the point. Nice. You could even just rub your foot gently. Let's just pause and notice how we feel. Okay, we're going to do one more point in a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. So again, you're likely to feel more energy. It'll probably take a couple hours, and tomorrow, okay? If your life is really crazy and hectic and, you know, you may not notice it because your life is just crazy and hectic. You're like, oh, I had coffee, so I don't know if what Viv did helped. But if your life is like more like regular and you kind of know your energy levels and those, you know who I'm talking to, then you'll know. All right, let's do one more point. Trying to decide which one that I want to show you. I think because I want to stay specifically with the kidney energy, we're going to do one. I believe it's kidney 3. You guys know I'm dyslexic. Again, it's easy to find. You're going to your inner ankle. So your ankle bone is there. I just want you to touch your ankle on your right leg. Okay. And then you can feel that hard bone. Great. We never press on a hard bone. That's more of a martial art to like disable or harm somebody. So we are nourishing. So yeah, you don't press on a bone. That doesn't feel good. But from the peak of your inner ankle bone, meaning I've crossed my legs. You know how men cross their legs? Cross your legs like that. Touch your inner ankle bone and then drop in like you're going to your Achilles, and there's a hollow. Okay? Try that. Now, it's a hollow. You're right in between. Your ankle bone is in front of you and your Achilles is to the back, and you're just going to take your thumb and just press right in that hollow. And that's a good point. You can press with your right thumb because we're pressing on the right leg. Just easier, I think, right? So I've crossed my foot here. I'm sitting like this. Can you guys see? I need overhead cameras. This is my ankle bone, and then this is my Achilles tendon, and I drop from the ankle bone in, right, the hollow. Very easy to find. Don't overthink it, and just press, and I'm doing it by leaning, and we're going to hold. I always give this example. I did this on someone. I was quite young. I probably should have, yeah, no, I get their permission to massage them, and yeah, it's sort of an awkward story to tell because but basically they were like, what did you do? Because they felt very a lot of sexual energy, and they knew it was that because it was different. And what I really did was I treated the points on their foot and around their ankle. And it, especially in men, I think they'll really notice an increase in their libido. So anyway, we're holding. And that's what I'm saying. The kidney energy has to do very much with our level of libido in men and women. But men, they just are able to notice more. Okay, so I'm pressing. I believe this is kidney 3 or 6. I forget what the number is. And now release, and then just hold your hand over that point. I'm just putting like the round of my palm right into that point. Good. We're going to do one more because I don't want to lose you guys. Folks get bored fast. But again, Donna says, okay, once I used two thumbs, it felt a little not good. Yeah, it might have just been too much pressure, but it's fine. That's what you can modulate the pressure. I have gone to like Korean specifically, and some Chinese, like acupressure people. In some cities, you'll see them actually very cheap massage, and they are so rough. Oh my God, it's like they attack you. We don't have to be like that with ourselves, okay? It's typically actually the Chinese style of doing this can be very rough, but does not have to be. Okay, let's do the other foot. The left foot, cross your left foot over your right. So you're looking at your inner ankle, right? Your left knee is sticking out to the left. You're looking at the left inner ankle. You've got the ankle bone, touch your ankle bone. Then drop from your ankle bone into the hollow, like slide right off your ankle bone towards your Achilles tendon, which is at the back of your heel. You know your Achilles. And that is a very powerful and potent point. And then just press. What I do with the other hand, what we call the mother hand, I just hold the foot. Okay. And I'm just going to hold and press. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I wouldn't do it right before sleep, but I think, as I mentioned, it takes a couple of hours. So it's not like having a cup of coffee. These practices, that's a great question, Cara. These practices are more, they are holistic. So it kind of works with your body's energy. So maybe earlier in the day, yeah, but I wouldn't say it's going to definitely keep you up that night. I mean, it depends. You try it. So try it earlier in the day, like maybe afternoon or morning, right? But it's not as like as fake as like coffee where you're like whoop, and then you're going to come back down. Okay? Typically like when I would massage clients, we're talking especially for kidney specifically, couple hours or the next day. Okay, so that's a great question. So we're holding, and to release your thumb out of the point, just come up slowly. So I always say, feel like your thumb is in clay, soft clay. So you're going to take it up very slowly out, right? Like 1 or 2 seconds. You don't just go up, you just go back up, and then take the rounded part. I think that's called the thenar eminence. We learned all of this in massage school, but the muscle names are, it was just, it's too much for me. Ugh. And I see the body, I'd work with it, the muscles, but more as the energy body. And so just hold over the point. So again, to Kara's question, these are not like quick, abrupt energy builders. These are more long term, like a tonic. Like I know many of you have heard of ginseng, right? It's the same idea. It's like a tonic that over time, but still relatively quickly, um, has an impact. So, yeah, you shouldn't feel like you suddenly have insomnia from these points. These are points that are more building your overall sense of energy. Yeah. Hmm. Good, good, good. But yeah, start early in the day then if you feel like you're sensitive. Okay. So, how did that feel? Was that sore for anyone? Did one side feel different? Tell me, because that's one of the things that can also happen very, very much is that you're like, okay, and you're in the same place. You're like, that didn't hurt on that side, but it hurts on this side. So it's a subtle way of starting to learn and become aware of your body and to right the imbalances, right? That right left imbalance. We all, we really are split. We're a dual being, right brain, left brain. And it tends to cross, right? The right side of the brain said to govern a lot of the left side of the body and so on. So often there's an imbalance. The flow isn't balanced. So let me know in the chat, guys, in the comments. Also, if you're watching from the future, let me know. So I think that, let's see if I want to share anything else. I'm going to mute here. Yeah. Okay, so in summation, to preserve this very precious energy that has to do with our longevity. Oh, okay, Erica. Yeah, gotcha. Our healthy food habits, right? And that has very much to do with the earth energy, the stomach spleen meridians. It's said that every illness starts from actually the stomach and that meridian, okay? But we're past the season for that. It doesn't mean we can't support it. So I don't want to confuse you. We're really focused on the kidney energy. As I said in my membership in my academy, I'm teaching more in depth there. I'll have pre recorded practices that you can do. So if you're a shy person, if you don't necessarily want to be like, you're more introverted, then it's perfect for you because a lot of it will be pre-recorded. We're going to have our practices. And like I said, it's called Cocoon. That's the theme for 3 months. So this academy that I'm encouraging you to join. Hold on, and I'll put the name. It's really long when you see it like that, but the link is in the chat. Um, Again, it's for women who are into holistic health. You do yoga, you meditate, and you want to have that supportive learning environment where you can drop in. So there's no pressure. It's for 3 months. So it's for December, January, and February. And I'm going to have specific practices and then once a month a live where if you have questions, you're having a health concern, a spiritual concern, energetic concern, whatever, right? And that'll also be recorded. So again, it's if you're working and you miss it, it's okay. Or if you're more shy, and it is open to all women, okay? This Goddess Academy, I'm calling it. And it's just a continuation of my membership, but with more of a focus on learning. So your healthy eating habits are what feed your essence. The essence you inherit from ancestors. The only way to build the essence is food and breath, right? And you can build your essence, which, as I'm saying, is like your life force. Good breathing habits, right? Breath practices, healthy lifestyle. So that is definitely enough rest. Balancing your emotions. Our emotions, like I said, the emotion is fear. Fear is what injures the kidneys the most. Okay, so you can see why I'm worried for us and many Americans because there's a lot of sense of having to be fearful between the environmental things that we can clearly see, right? A lot of environmental hurricanes, forest fires. There's a lot going on, so we have more fear. Okay. Moderate your sexual activity, balance your emotions. And we do that a lot with meditation. And then exercise, movement. Really quick, it's possible to over exercise. Over exercising can harm, over exercising can harm your actual longevity. Okay. All the holistic systems say that. While in the West, we tend to think almost like, oh, yeah, be ultra fit, ultra marathoner. A lot of that can be harmful. Now, most of us are not in that direction, let's be honest. We're not in danger of running like, 80 miles and then biking 20 and then swimming a triathlon. Most of us are not overtraining. We're talking about gymnasts at that point, like Olympic gymnasts, right? Where their training is so intense, right? Most of us, that's not the problem, but gentle exercise as well. I might share some Qigong. Qigong is almost like an Asian yoga, or just, again, thousands of year old practices that are super simple, that build, a lot of them are like slow moving, so that even if you're older, you can still do it. So again, I'll be sharing some of that in the community. So do become a member. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do that. Thank you for that support. If you got anything from this, share it with a friend, especially someone who you know is interested in health and health conscious. Again, the community off of YouTube is just for women. So if you have a boyfriend or a son or a partner, you can join and then you can share with them. Okay. So questions, comments before I go? But we want to preserve our essence. We want to preserve our essence. And again, issues with hearing, issues with bones, teeth, especially. bones, teeth, hearing are signs of the kidney energy and that kidney essence diminishing. Again, as we do get quite old, right? For many, the hearing goes down, the sight, which is linked to the liver meridian, that goes down, but we can preserve it. And that's why I'm teaching this, because I really am and think that nobody's coming to save us, okay? The Western medical system is great when it works well for certain things, it's excellent. But to maintain your health, you want to have a balanced lifestyle and know these things that you can do that are literally free. Okay. So, questions from Cara, Donna, anybody else? And if you have questions in the replay, do, um, you're from the future. And as Stephanie Perry says, hi, I hope it's good there. Which I think is really sweet. That's actually, and it's funny. Um, you can put your questions in the comments under the video once the video ends. All right. And I will put a direct link to the Goddess Academy. And again, you're just joining for 3 months, the winter season, and then you can think about if you want to be in it for spring. And I hope to build it out for the whole year so that you have the whole seasonal flow. And in fact, actually, Erica, I need to shift you over because I'm basically transitioning the community. So I want to also thank those of you who have been either a YouTube member where you were like doing like $9.99, and especially my Patreon folks. This new community replaces Patreon, all right? And if you were a patron on Patreon, reach out to me and I will comp you in for this because that is just what is right for you. Assistant at In the Flow of Magic. Because the Patreon petered out. It wasn't a good platform for me to be on. And so if you were a patron on Patreon for like more than 3 months, reach out to me and I will comp you this membership for 3 months. Okay. Because what I did is I went and purchased a new platform that is private. It's not Facebook. So this isn't a Facebook group. I'm sharing within a private group where you log in and you can see the recordings, you can see the meditations, you can see the yoga. Whatever I'm sharing with you, it's in a private space. It's not affiliated with Mr. Zuckerberg. And so that has a cost. And so, Erica, I do intend to like just shift you over there so you'll have access. And again, anyone who was a patron on Patreon, thank you for your support there. And if you were for more than 3 months, just reach out to me, right? Reach out to me at assistant at In the Flow of Magic, and we'll get you into this new learning academy, okay? For free. If you were more than 3 months in Patreon, because the Patreon kind of petered out and wasn't easy for me to use. So, and easy for me to share with you guys. So questions, come on, hit me with a question. How do you feel? Do you feel energized now? And if not, give it time because we did 2 very powerful points. Okay, and as I said, when I did this decades ago on the unwitting guy that I did it on, it was the next morning where he's like, I'm feeling like this. What's going on? Why am I feeling so blank? H with a, and it was pretty much these points. I might have done a little bit foot massage also is wonderful. Maybe I'll talk about that in the next video. So comments, questions? Going to give you a moment to type in because there is a delay. All right. I hope this was helpful. Again, we were talking about the kidney and bladder energy, which comes to the fore in the winter. And this is the time where you can support it. It's less easy to build this energy at a different time of year. And that's why I'm sort of revamped everything to do more of this academy style with the seasonal teachings, right? Maybe I'll include things about nature. Basically, I just want to really get you, goddess, in balance, healthy, Aging well if you're older, maintaining your health if you're in middle age, learning and getting even more energy if you're in your 20s and 30s, okay? So whatever stage of life you are, this can be super, super helpful. Um, as I said, reproductive health is very much tied to this kidney, bladder, water energy, and I'm trying to think if I forgot anything else. Yeah. And so again, I am having a sale. Check it out on the Academy. Get 20% off. So I think it's like 24 a month or something. And you get 3 months of guidance, support live with me. All right. So share this also with anyone who you think might benefit from it. Teach them these 2 points, and they're safe to do. If you have any questions, though, if the person is seriously ill, I mean, then check with your doctor. Doctor probably won't know anything about acupressure relative to that, but it's just not in their training. But thank you so much for caring about your health, your well-being, and then you can really go for your dreams. You can. Once you have your health and you have your mental clarity, you have your balance, you can go for your dreams. You can manifest what you're here to manifest, share what you're here to share. And so, yeah, I think with that, I'm going to close. Much love and love and blessings. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video or in the Academy. All right. In the Goddess Sanctuary Academy. Be well. Namaste and Ashe. Let's take a deep breath in together. And exhale. And stillness, as I mentioned, quiet and stillness, especially in the winter, very healing for this, the kidney essence. So meditation, this is the best time of year to meditate, to start your meditation practice. Maybe I'll put some links to just some of my meditations below in a couple minutes, so you'll have that. All right. Love. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.